Hey you guys, it's Steph and thank you so much once again for joining me today. So as you can see, I'm not in my usual spot where I record. I'm in my grandmother's bedroom, and that's because the place where I usually record, which is the living room dining room area, is currently being occupied. My grandmother's there right now watching TV, and I don't want to exactly say, hey grandma, could you scram so I can make my video. I recorded another one this morning for my other channel, and so now I'm making this one so I can hopefully have this up tomorrow. But anyway, today this is where I'm recording, and it is what it is. So let's get started with today's video without any further delay. So in my last video, I told you guys about the different coins that you would find here in Peru so that you could familiarize yourself with them. If you have not seen that video yet, then be sure to check that out. I'll have a video here somewhere, and just click on that first maybe. And in today's video, we're gonna basically focus on the bills. Today is all the different types of bills. So I believe in my first video about the money series, I said that we had 21 different bills, and I'm just now realizing that I made a huge mistake, and I'm gonna go back and edit that video. But I guess I was counting the front and back of the bill for some reason. I don't know what's going on with my crazy mind. But we have 13 different designs for our bills here. And I'm not sure if I'm even wording that right, so I hope you guys understand me. I'm doing my best here. So let's break it down a little bit so that I don't confuse you any further. I'm really sorry if I confused you. It's not my intention. And I really do try to research as much as possible before making these videos, but shit happens. So we have banknotes or bills worth 10, 20, 50, 100, and 200 soles. And when I first arrived in 2009, we had these 5 basic designs, one for each. But it was in June and August 2011 that the Central Reserve Bank of Peru decided to come out with new designs for each of these bills. So from the 5 original ones that we now had 10 different bills. So we had the old versions, and then we had the updated new versions. And then at some point, I don't know why, but they decided to come out with a second updated version of the bill worth 10, 20, and 100 soles. So these bills are identical, they only differ in color. I'm not sure if that makes sense, so I'm going to show you very quickly through my iPad. This is the website of the Central Bank of Peru, but here you see you have 2 versions for these bills, and then for the one with 100 as well. And they're only different in the color because one is slightly greener than the other, or yellow. I'm not sure how well you can tell, but that's the only difference really. It's the exact same design on the front and back. It's just the coloring on the new bills, and only for those 3 bills. And for the old bills, you can, feel free to check out the website, but the old bills look like this. I don't have any old bills on me at the moment, unfortunately, so I'm just showing you the website. But you can see that they look totally different from the new stuff. The heads are much smaller. Here, he has a big head. They all have big heads on the new bills. And you can definitely check that out on the website. Unlike American bills, Peruvian bills don't contain the faces of any former presidents. We actually have the faces or portraits of personalities that left their mark on our history, and the new bills contain pictures of archaeological sites here. As I've mentioned before, we have a very rich culture and history, and we always try to find ways to share that with the world. So we're going to talk a little bit about the different faces that you can find on the bills here that maybe even Peruvians probably don't know who they are, and I certainly didn't know. I was learning as I was researching, and I'll probably forget like 2 weeks from now or something. So if you see me on the street, be like, hey Stephanie, I learned who so-and-so was because of you. I'm just gonna be like, oh, okay, good. Don't have no clue what you're talking about there anymore. But anyway, so the same faces that you find on the old bills will be the exact same faces on the new bills. So for example, this is a picture of the old bill here, okay? And this same exact guy is on the new bill, and so on and so forth. So hopefully that makes sense. And so on the front of the 10 sol bill, you have a portrait of Jose Abelardo Quiñones González. I'm looking down at my notes. And he was a Peruvian military aviator who sacrificed his life by deliberately crashing into an Ecuadorian battery during the Battle of Sarumilla in the Ecuadorian-Peruvian War in 1941. So that's a lot of information there. But he basically did like a kamikaze in order to, you know, help us out and save us from something. So he was declared a national hero in 1966 and has been the face of the bill since. So on the back of the old bill, you can see him performing an extreme acrobatic performance during his graduation. And on the back of the new bill, you see a picture of Machu Picchu. On the front of the bill worth 20 soles, you have a picture of Raúl Porras Barrenechea. Yes, I said his name right. And so on the old bill, you have here a picture next to his portrait. You have a picture of the courtyard of La Universidad Mayor de San Marcos, which is where he taught as a professor. And on the back of the bill worth 20 soles, you have a picture of El Palacio de Torre Tagle, which is where he worked as the foreign secretary for the Peruvian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And on the back of the new bill, you have a picture of the ancient Chimu civilization of Chan Chan, which is located in Trujillo, and that's where they were for over like 600 years or so. On the front of the bill worth 50 soles, you have a picture of Abraham Valdelomar Pinto. I hope I pronounced his name right. And he was a famous writer, caricaturist, historian, and probably a few more other things as well, because people back in the day did a whole lot. And so next to his picture, next to his portrait, you have a picture of Le Palais Concert, I suppose is how you pronounce it. And it was just a place where a lot of like, I don't know, not famous people, but like people of higher stature, I guess, or whatever. They went there a lot. They frequented to socialize and do stuff like that. And so on the back of the bill, you have a picture of La Laguna de Huacachina. The Huacachina is the oasis in the middle of the desert, if you guys remember that from one of my videos. And he happened to be from Ica, so I guess that's why they put the Huacachina on the back of the bill, because the Huacachina is located in Ica. And on the back of the new bill, I don't have the new bill with me, but here, I'm gonna pull up the thing. On the back of the new bill, you have a picture of El Templo Nuevo de Chavín de Huántar, which is these ruins that you can find in the mountains in Peru. On the front of the bill worth 100 soles, you have a picture of Jorge Basadre Groman. So I'm pretty sure that's a German last name that I'm not pronouncing right. But anyway, he was a notable historian from Tacna. And next to his picture, you have a picture of La Plaza de Tacna. Plaza is basically square, so the main square of Tacna. And on the back of the bill, the old bill, you have a picture of La Biblioteca Nacional, the National Library here. And this was where he was appointed director, so that's the connection to him. On the back of the new bill, however, you have a picture of El Gran Pajatén, which is this archaeological site located in the northern Amazonian region of Peru. Lastly, on the front of the bill worth 200 soles, you have a picture of Santa Rosa de Lima, which is the patron saint of Latin America, and she lived during the 16th century. And next to her picture on the front of the old bill, you have a picture of the Well of Wishes. And on the back of the old bill, you have a picture of El Convento de Santo Domingo, which is where she lived. And on the back of the new bill, let me pull that up, 1 second. Okay, there we go. So on the back of the new bill, you have a picture of La Ciudad Sagrada de Caral, which is this archaeological complex as well that's like less than 2 hours from Lima. Haven't been there yet, but I really want to go. So that's it for this video, you guys. I hope that you have learned quite a lot and that you feel much more comfortable with Peruvian bills now. In my next video, I plan to talk about counterfeit bills and how to hopefully identify them so that you don't end up with counterfeit money. And I hope that you've learned lots of new stuff. So if you've learned something new or you really liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up or a like wherever you're watching it from. And if you know of someone that could benefit from watching this video, then definitely share this video with them. If this is your first time on my channel and you're watching my videos and you're excited to see more, then definitely be sure to subscribe. And if you want to follow me on social media, then my social media stuff is up here somewhere, and you're more than welcome to follow me on social media. So thanks again, you guys, for your time. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye. Take care.